Hey Leos, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Leos, we got the storm, the riddle, the tear, the mask, Kairos, the flame, the judge, the kiss, and the one. I just get this feeling of somebody like watching from afar and seeing what you like seeing. I just feel like a judge listening to a jury, right? Like they're not a part of it, but they're experiencing, like the story, or not through the jury, I'm sorry, through the witnesses. I'm not a legal person. Ops. um but I just kind of get this feeling of like a removed watching of something that comes with a lot of confusion and a lot of heartache. And I feel like it's this attempt to uncover the man behind the mask. Because if you watch long enough, you'll be able to see who it is that's behind this facade that's causing all this confusion and all this heartbreak. The flame, the one, and the kiss. I mean, I feel like there's an idea here of, just really like a relationship that you're drawn to, a relationship that feels very dear to you. I mean, the one is like, the one. So, I mean, it could be like a relationship that you've just been like watching from afar that you feel very drawn to, and you're like, I gotta see how this is gonna play itself out. I gotta see how I gotta figure out who the man behind the mask is. Okay, let's do clarifiers. There are a shit ton of cards here, and I'm not really getting a lot. So let's do clarifiers. Because, honestly, Leos, I feel like we could be the person behind the mask, And it's like, we feel like we got, thrown down some weird tunnel of like trying to like figure out who we are. Like, I know that I'm not all of these things, and I know that, like there's more to me than that, and I don't know why I keep getting stuck in these limitations and these perceptions, and like how do I figure my way out of this, and just really trying to see, like find your way through. We can be on either side of the story, but I feel like there's just an idea here that's coming to an end, and that the things that are causing confusion are being cut away with, because you or another person, you're facing your fears. You're like, okay, like if I'm gonna allow for this mask to break, then I need to face my fears of not being enough. Oops. Because I feel like that was in our last read too, is just that idea of like of putting off doing what we said we were going to do, because we were afraid that if we took the mask off, that if we allowed for that to shatter, that like that exposure, that vulnerability would really, I think that we feared being judged poorly. You know what I mean? And it's like, I can stomach being judged when people don't see me, but what if they do see me and they still judge me? What if they do see me and they turn their back on me? Like, almost the sense of like, I would rather just dim my light and them judge me accordingly than to like be my biggest, brightest self and have them reject me. There's this fear of rejection, that I think that we've experienced, that we're having to really face our fears to take care of how we present ourselves, so that we can really elevate. You know, the King of Pentacles is the idea of you know, financial success and abundance, you know, like a solid step forward, I kind of want to say. And so I feel almost as though there's just this idea of like, okay, because what was the last one? Like, okay, bet, you know, like that was just the antagonization that I needed to get me to move in this direction. And I feel like you're moving in a direction that's honoring who you are, because you're not so afraid of ultimately, I think, rejection. The High Priestess, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. I mean, I feel like, again, there's just this idea of really being like, okay, bet this is the direction that I need to go to achieve, you know, like this sense of balance and success. And I need to really, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like this sense of like, okay, like I have to re-spark a flame. I have to, you know, like the embers are burning down and I need to stoke this fire and I need to reignite it. And I feel like there's this sense of like you, like stoking your internal fire and reigniting yourself so that you can go for this thing that has terrified you. You know, you've just been so afraid to do this thing and you're like, okay, like I gotta do it. I have to do it, you know, because I've already failed. I feel like such a massive sense of failure that it's like you literally don't have anything left to lose. And so now you're going to really like come forward with some like major fireball energy. Okay. Leos. The Emperor and Death. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of get this feeling of like making a decision to allow something to just, like this fear of failure to die away, this fear of rejection to die away, facing that, allowing for yourself to be transformed into, you know, again, that embers that are going, you know, the embers that are going out. And it's like, okay, like that fire is dying. And so I need to make a decision to really like pull on all of the things within me to burn this fire brightly. However that plays out for us individually, because I don't really know. It's funny because it was like a beacon. It just feels like this beacon, but this beacon of like no, I know who I am. I'm anchored in who I am. And if I've broken out of this mask, then I'm able to move forward. You know, it's just, again, this idea of like a sense of hope, because of a recognition of a fear of rejection and a fear of failure. And it's like, well, I set myself up to be rejected and to fail. You know, like I accepted this persona that was being laid on me, and it ensured my failure. And again, I think that this has been in our reads of just this idea of like, you know, like if I never try, I guarantee my own failure, and I can't even, you know. And I need to, you know, reignite this flame within me and make decisions to go for the things that are anchored in who I am and honor the reality of who I am, and not this person who I just let everybody think that I was, because it was easier to just hide in their shadows than it was to, you know, like stand in the full power of the light of who, like the light that I embody, right? Leos, we're the sun. It's just all there is to it. Okay, Leos, well, I hope this resonates with us. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this video does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.